Hello guys, welcome to Inside Forward, and in this video we're gonna talk about how to make a winning Dream 11 team. So in this video we're just gonna focus on how to make a fantasy football team in Dream 11. There are certain tips and steps that I follow while making my Dream 11 team. So watch till the end to follow all the steps that I'm going to show you. So let's begin. So the very first step is choosing your matches wisely. We don't need to play every matches, but we need some selected matches that we have good knowledge about. For example, here are some matches today. So we can see in Chinese Super League, Shanghai versus Mighty Lions and Beijing against Wuhan Three Towns. And again there's Bundesliga match between Wolfsburg and Borussia Dortmund. So here we're not gonna play the Chinese Super League matches. Why? Because in both the matches, both the teams are evenly matched. This makes predicting a winner harder. And this makes selecting the players for our team even harder, because we're going to have too many good options and we might miss out on someone who's going to score a lot of points maybe. So we're going to go for Wolfsburg versus Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. Here, Borussia Dortmund, even though being an away team, are the clear favorites, so you need to check their standings, their current form, to know which team is stronger and which have the higher odds to win. You can just search the net for such informations about their standings and their current forms. So that's how you choose your matches wisely. You have to go for the matches where you can clearly identify which team has the higher chance of winning. This eventually makes your team selection much easier than with two evenly matched teams. After choosing your match, the next step is creating your Dream 11 team. But before that, you need to know what actions on the pitch by your players counts as a point. So for a player stated as a striker in Dream 11 will get a plus 40 point for each goal, midfielder plus 50, and defender and a goalkeeper will get plus 60 for a goal. And the player assisting a goal will get plus 20. Apart from a normal assist, there are certain criteria in Dream 11 that counts as an assist. A goal scored on a rebound, be it from a goalkeeper save or the crossbar, it will count as an assist, thus giving you plus 20 point. You even get an assist point in an own goal. For example, if your player is hitting a cross and it accidentally hits the back of the net from a defender of the opposing team, the player hitting the cross will get a plus 20 point for assist. In defense, the points are pretty simple. You'll get a plus 4 point for each tackle won and each interception won, and your goalkeeper save will get you plus 6 point, and a penalty saved by your goalkeeper will get you a plus 50. Then there is clean sheet, which will give you a plus 20 point. To achieve a clean sheet, your defender and your goalkeeper must not concede a goal till the 53-minute hour mark. After the 53-minute mark, if your team concedes a goal, then a clean sheet cannot be achieved. Only the player, if he was substituted before the goal was conceded, the player substituted will get the clean sheet plus 20, the others will not. So these were some pointers that you have to keep in mind while making your team. So let's head on to the team selection part. Here I will show you which defenders to pick, which midfielders to pick, and which strikers to pick. You can pick a maximum of 7 players from a single team and a minimum of 4. So naturally you're going to pick more players from the team who has a higher chance of winning. So for the goalkeeping position, you're going to pick the player who you think will face most shots in the game. So here we pick the Wolfsburg keeper, as I think he'll face most of the shots. In defense, if you think the winning team is going to keep a clean sheet, 3 defenders is a must. Here's a probable lineup for Dortmund for the match. We have options from Rafael Guerrero, Nico Schlotterbeck, Matt Hummels, and Niklas Süle. I will advise you to pick both the fullbacks or the wingbacks, as they tend to be in more advanced positions, thus making chance creation and maybe scoring a goal more likely than the center backs. But if the center backs are good in height and they are an aerial threat, you can go for a center back too. So there are certain stats that you have to keep in mind while picking defenders. So here's a stat list of Rafael Guerreiro. A fullback or a wingback in an attacking point of view should have good key pass per game ratio and also shots per game ratio. Although the stats of Rafael Guerreiro is not that exceptional, but still it's better than Niklas Süle on the other side. So I'm going to pick Rafael Guerreiro, as I know he also takes direct free kicks for Dortmund. And he also has decent defensive stats. The stats we are talking about here is interception per game and tackles per game. So interceptions per game for Rafael Guerreiro is 1.5 per game and tackles per game is 1.7. Anything above 1.5 can be considered decent. So you can check out for yourself. This is the stat list of Matt Hummels. So I'm going to pick Matt Hummels in this team. I'm leaving out Niklas Süle from the defense as he doesn't have impressive numbers, and I'm going to go for Niklas Schlotterbeck. So this is how our team is looking right now. Now let's move on to the midfielders. If a team is a heavy favorite to win, you should go for the midfielders who are on a more attacking role, like maybe an attacking midfielder or an advanced playmaker. If not, you can always balance between a defensive midfielder and a midfielder with more attacking role. A attacking role midfielder should have good key passes per game and good shots per game, and if he has a decent amount of tackles and interceptions, then he becomes a must pick for the team. These are the stats of Jude Bellingham. So he becomes a good pick for our team. As you can see, he has a 2.2 shots per game ratio, and he has already scored 3 goals for the team, and he also has a decent 0.9 key passes per game. And if you look at his defensive stats, he has a decent interception per game ratio, and he has an impressive tackles per game at 3.0. So he is a must pick for this team. So for the time being, we have picked Julian Brandt and Jude Bellingham for the midfield. We are going to review that after we have our full team. Now, while picking your striker, the most important thing to look into is how prolific they are and how their form is for the last 5 to 6 games. You should not pick a striker just because he's scored 10 to 15 goals in a season, but he has been just laying there contributing nothing for the last 5 to 6 matches. As strikers tend to provide us with the least points in the game compared to the midfielders and defenders. Because if they're not scoring and not hitting the target, they're not going to give you points. So for this match, we are going to go with Moukoko. So this is how our team looks after picking players in defense, midfield and strike. Now while picking players from the team that I think is going to lose, I generally go for a fullback who is good in defense and also contributes in attack, along with an all-round midfielder and a striker or midfielder who I think might score. So now after picking all the players for our team, this is how our team looks for this match. Now we'll move on to our final section, that's picking our captain and vice captain. For the captain, I generally go for a player who I think is going to score in the match. For your vice captain, you can pick a player who you think will provide assist or score a goal or maybe even keep a clean sheet for you. So that's how you choose your captain and vice captain. Now some trivial tips for you guys. Always do your research before investing in a match. You should have a good knowledge about the teams competing, and you should have a good knowledge of football too. Secondly, always invest wisely. I would suggest you to not go all in on Grand League. For example, if you have a budget of 600, maybe go for 3 to 4 small league or of around 3 to 4 teams and maybe put one team on the Grand League. It will always be safe and you'll earn a good profit too. And lastly, do not make it your only source of income. Do it for the love of the game and do it for your hobby and do it for fun. Thank you, and if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.